I'm your host, Misty, and welcome to the very first episode of Let Me Learn You Something. Class is in session. So, for our first lesson, I am going to break down the who, what, when, where, why, and how of me in this podcast. The first episode will be titled, Let Me Learn You Who I Am. But the purpose of this is I really would like you guys to get a feel for who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish here with this podcast. So let's get right into it. Who am I? Who's Miss T? I am a self-proclaimed lifelong learner. I realized as someone who graduated high school and went to college for 4.5 years, I like to learn. I'm a great student. But as I got older, I realized that learning doesn't just happen in a classroom. And it's not just we don't just learn things that are necessary for financial gain or to get further into our career or to just be the smartest person around. No, we learn every day through mundane experiences. We learn how to be an adult. We learn how to be a better partner, how to communicate better. We learn how to be a better parent. All the things. And a lot of the time, those lessons are a lot harder than the ones that we sit in a classroom and someone gives to us, okay? Because there's always something more to learn. None of us know it all. And if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So that is what has inspired me to be here. Part of what has inspired me to be here. I like to write. I like to talk. I'm a talker, okay? I like to express my feelings. I got something to say. Okay? And I have learned how to stand tall and be invulnerable. And that brings me to my why. I started a podcast a couple years ago. I got one episode in and then life was turning. It was just a lot going on. I was in a transitional season in my life and I just didn't feel like I could get on here on a platform like this and connect and talk to people and to express myself in the way that this space that I wanted to create would require of me. But now I'm here and I'm ready. God has urged me to be here. I feel like all my gifts and talents and a lot of the experiences that I've had in life has led me up to this moment. Being that one of my degrees is a communication major. I took lots of courses, TV production and radio production and all the things, and I love talking to people, and this really just feels right. I've gotten my whole entire life that I'm wiser beyond my years, and that's not to say that I know it all or that I'm better than anyone or anything like that. I don't want to even claim to have a pedestal that I deserve to be put on, because this ain't that. But that's the real, that's my experience. And I'm also someone who's went through the trenches and did the work. I've been to therapy in the past, on and off for years. I've taken the time to work on myself, started a faith journey. I've done a lot of different things that have helped me to evolve to a place where I can feel comfortable to sit up here in open conversations like this. I'm the type of person that a lot of people come to me to talk about their feelings, to get advice from, to pick my brain. I started to realize that people value my voice, my opinion, what I have to say, and if I can help someone else while helping myself, I'm all for it. And that's what this space is about. I'm not here to just be the teacher. I'm here to be the teacher and the student. And that takes me to what Let Me Learn You Something is, what Let Me Learn You Something means, where the name came from. Like I said, I'm a certified yapper. Being so, every so often I have a catchphrase, something that I'm just saying all the time. You're going to hear it come out of my mouth at least a few times a day. And Let Me Learn You Something was one of them. I really loved it. I really loved the tone of it. It really fit my sense of humor, and I live in the South now. I just really loved saying it, and I felt like it just fit. It was so my vibe. And there's some good meaning in it. Now, if you don't know, Let Me Learn You Something means like watch and learn. Like, watch what I'm doing and learn by my example, okay? And I like that because sometimes it's not enough to just say it, okay? You need to be walking in it, doing it. And I like the idea of us learning by the example and experiences of other people, because we can gain insight and wisdom not only from our own experiences, but from the experiences of people around us. And I feel like by sharing those experiences and really discussing them, we really gain more than we can lose by being vulnerable. And I encourage it. I feel like sometimes we just suppress so much. It's so taboo to talk about certain things or to get in certain conversations, especially publicly. And I want to be the one to say that I feel like it's important to open up. It's important to talk about the things that are difficult. It's important to share our struggles just as much of our strengths, and most importantly, to share our testimonies and give that glory back to God. And that's why I'm here. That's what this podcast and this space is about. I want to open real conversations that can empower us to show a different side of ourselves, to be vulnerable, to say, hey, I don't even know. I don't know what to do here, or I don't understand this, or to be empowered to take the things that we have been through and use the power that came from that to help other people. Like I said, I was in therapy before, and I gained lots of tools that can be valuable to somebody else. I've been through lots of things that have given me strength and insight that can be valuable to someone else. And I want to share that with you guys, as well as learn from your guys' experiences, learn from your opinions and insights. So Let Me Learn You Something is going to be more than just a podcast. I want this to be a community of people that can come together and learn life together and keep God at the center of it all. So that takes me to the how. I'm skipping all the way to the end, y'all. And we're going to talk about the how. I want to really give you guys an idea of how I want this podcast to be structured and what you can expect from me. I want to come up here with my handy dandy whiteboard, okay, and set it up like a lesson plan. I think that's true to me, true to my vibe. We'll have our topics, we'll have our key points, we'll have our discussion points and our questions to ponder over, food for thought, as well as I want to be able to bring a couple verses to you guys when God places it on my heart to do so. I want to let this be a space where you can take tools to apply to your own life. I feel like this would be a good way for me to get further into my word and further into my relationship with God. And I feel like I have a good voice and a good personality to share that with other people without it seeming so stuffy sometimes. Sometimes learning the Bible or being on your faith walk or talking about God can feel stuffy, and I don't want it to be like that. So I'm bringing my own style and my own flair to sharing the word with you guys and applying it to everyday situations, real life situations that we're all going through. And that's how I want to set it up. So every day we're going to have a lesson plan. I'm going to leave you guys with some food for thought, some things to think about, some things to ponder over. And then I really want us to come together to discuss these things. I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. I want to get your feedback. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you liked, what you didn't, what you're thinking of, what situation did this remind you of, what did this help you figure out, all the things. So once a week we're going to have a lesson, or once every couple of weeks. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. We're going to have a lesson, and then after the lesson, I want to host a live stream. So I will be on Twitch, and I'll get more into where else you can find the podcast and the supplemental content. But every podcast episode, I want to come with a live stream and a place for you guys to just share your thoughts and to really connect and build a community with you all. So that's how I'm going to set it up. And with that being said, I'll let you know where and when you can find the podcast. You can find the physical podcast, the long form video version that you're seeing right now. You can find it on YouTube or Substack. That's where I will be posting the full videos for you guys to hear and to watch. But if you want to listen to the podcast audio only, whether you're at the gym or you're on your way to work, I have those options available as well. The podcast will be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts for your enjoyment as well. Those will be the 4 platforms that I will have my long form content on. Again, YouTube and Substack for the video content, and then Apple and Spotify Podcasts is where you'll be able to hear it audio only. I will also have an Instagram account that you can come on. I'm going to use this Instagram account for more engagement, promotional purposes. You can come on there and share your thoughts, give me your comments, give your opinions. My DMs will be open. I want to hear what you guys have to say, any topics that you guys are interested in hearing about, any reviews, anything that you guys want to share. Instagram will be a great place for me to connect with you all. And then I will also have a TikTok account so that I can share clips and engage with you guys in that way. You'll get some behind the scenes content of me preparing the podcast or talking about things that inspired me, whatever the case may be. And then last but certainly not least, I will be on Twitch, like I said, doing the live stream content so that I can build a community with you guys and we can get on there and chat. And really, that's really what the gist of this is all about. I wrote something down here, and I want to read it because I just don't feel like trying to remember it verbatim. It sounds silly, but I read this and it stuck with me. I really liked it. I wrote this, and it stuck with me. I said, I don't claim to know more than anyone else. I just know what I know, and I thank God for that. And whatever I don't know, I'm open to learning. That's what this space, this podcast is all about. Learning through shared experiences, talking it out, and giving God a seat in the conversation. That's what this space is. That's what I could sum this whole podcast up in one little synopsis. That's what it's going to be. I'm here to share experiences with you guys, to get into the nitty-gritty of conversations that we might not be having on a random day, and to really dive deeper into healing and transmuting pain into power. I didn't always have the conversations that I felt like I needed to have in certain seasons of my life. So I'm looking forward to this journey. It's been a long time coming. I'm excited for all the connections that I know I'm going to make, all the people that I know that I'm going to touch, all the people that I know that are going to touch me. I'm excited to have a space to grow as a person and to share that, because every blessing, every lesson, everything that we go through is never just for the good of ourselves. It's for the good of our little pockets of the world that we touch. And I'm looking to expand mine, y'all. I'm looking to expand my pocket, expand my community, expand my family. And I'm just so excited to have the opportunity to share this with you all. Plus, I don't know, I really like being on camera, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like being on camera. And I have been off the web, off the net. I don't really be on social media as much. I don't take as many pictures as I used to, but I don't know. I think I could get used to this. No, but for real, I'm really excited and I'm really happy to be here. I didn't mention, but my plan is not just for me to be up here yapping at y'all. I really want to get some guests, from experts to just everyday people, to come on here, share their thoughts and experiences on different topics. I really want to get the voices of the people involved. So hopefully that'll bring a little bit of spice to the show. We can get some different vibes in here, some different personalities, and really just dive in. So yeah, I don't want to run the risk of just ranting at this point. So I think that I'm going to wrap it up. I'm so excited. I hope that you all are just as excited to tap in and tune in and we will be back with more and more. I've been preparing for this. This isn't something that I'm just throwing out there just to do it. It's something I put a lot of thought and prayer and dedication into, and I have great plans for this podcast. So I will have all of my social medias in the description. Make sure you subscribe, you follow, all the things. Turn those notifications on so you can know what's coming up next, know when I'm dropping, and get involved, guys. So this was Let Me Learn You Something. I'm your host, Miss D. I'm signing off. Class is dismissed, and we'll see you next time.